Good afternoon. I'm Praveen. Today we are going to discuss the filing of appeal by the taxpayers. So it is long-awaited webinar. We are starting it now. So uh, I'm going to, yeah, please. Yeah. So let us start with the functionalities part. So any taxpayer who is a registered person or unregistered person, and if the taxpayer is aggrieved by any decision or order passed by the adjudicating authority or the assessing authority, they can file appeal to the appellate authority. The time period for filing appeal is 3 months for the date of from the date of order, and there is 1 month for the continuation of delay part. So that depends on the appellate authority whether this period is to be allowed to the petitioner or not. So uh, in total there is 4 month window is there. So any aggrieved person who is either taxpayer or unregistered person, they can file appeal on GST portal. uh, the appeal can be filed for there are some exceptions for uh, or the actions where appeal cannot be filed. So that I will discuss later on. Right now, once the appeal is filed against a demand order or any order on which the petitioner is aggrieved or the taxpayer is aggrieved, as a part of confirmation, an email and SMS is to be sent to the taxpayer immediately. And the same way of communication is also delivered to the adjudicating authority or jurisdictional authority that appeal has been filed against this order. For the filing of appeal, if the taxpayer or the petitioner, they have to log in on GST portal www.gst.gov.in, and once they are logging, there is I will show you the screens how this can be filed. On filing of appeal application in which is in GST APL 01, temporary acknowledgement is immediately generated, and final acknowledgement will be generated by the appellate authority after verification of the documents which are to be submitted before them within a period of 7 days as per the GST rules. So once the hard copies of the documents is submitted before the appellate authority, the appeal is accepted, and the final acknowledgement order is being issued by the appellate authority with their DSC. As it is explained that after login, post login, this functionality has been given to file the appeal. So for the companies and LLPs, the similar restrictions is here that they have to file their appeal application with their DSC. For other persons, they can file their appeal application by through electronic verification code, that is one-time password. So through OTP, EVC, they can file the appeal. Recently, we have just now launched, given the functionality to file appeal for the temporary registrants. So taxpayer enforcement cases or the vehicles detention in which the temporary registration is being granted by the enforcement authorities, they can now file the appeal on GST portal by through login. For the temporary registrants, their temporary GST ID is the login ID, and password is communicated to them. So in their dashboard, the functionality to file appeal is appearing right now. So what type of orders can be on which the appeal can be filed? First is the demand related order. That is there, the functionality is available there. So in case if there is any DRC 07 is issued against on a order, appeal can be filed by the taxpayer. For the revocation related order, even for the registration, if the registration of the taxpayer is cancelled by the tax official, appeal can be filed. In case the applicant has applied for new registration, and in the process of verification, despite giving explanation to the queries raised by the proper officer. If in case registration is rejected by the proper officer, appeal can be filed. So these functionalities are available on GST portal. For other things related to refunds and recovery, it is going on, and the process is under development, and it will be deployed on the portal in very shortly. So for filing an appeal, what are the preconditions? So there is one precondition which is very necessary to explain you, that minimum 10% of the disputed amount of tax is required to be deposited as pre-deposit. The percentage is on the pre-deposit is required only for the disputed amount of tax. It is not for the penalties, interest, and others. So please, it is very important to mention that only the tax amount is relevant here. So for the tax amount, 10% pre-deposit will be required. In some of the cases, like registration related cases and other cases where no amount is involved, then how this pre-deposit will be deposited? We have received some queries on the help desk on this matter. So in that case, you have in the disputed amount section you have to enter 0. After putting the value 0, you can file the appeal. The system will not restrict you. Since common format is designed, therefore this is there. So as I have already told you that order of rejection can be appealed. Order of cancellation of registration can be appealed. Even the registration related to the temporary suo motu registration, on which we have recently given this functionality to file an appeal. Earlier it was not there. So it is now the enforcement related matters. For the enforcement related matters, appeal can be filed. While starting the discussion, I have mentioned that there are some cases where appeal cannot be filed. These cases are the cases in case appeal is filed before the appellate tribunal, High Court or Supreme Court, you cannot file the appeal. Similarly, for the on the processing of appeal, if it is pending before the appellate tribunal, High Court and Supreme Court, the appeal cannot be filed. Any appeal related to enhancement of the pre-deposit amount, it cannot be entertained by the appellate authority. Similarly, enhancement of the pre-deposit for the appeal with the appellate tribunal, it cannot be entertained. And there are some cases which are related to the proceedings mentioned in section 120 and 121 of the GST Act. These are non-appellable sections. Here, I would like to explain that there are some descriptions which you should know. So for the taxpayer point of view, these descriptions are very critical and important. These details are available on the help desk and user manual provided for the taxpayer. So I am explaining each of them for you. So in case the appeal is successfully filed, the status of your application on your dashboard will come as appeal submitted. If appeal is successfully admitted, meaning thereby that final acknowledgement has been generated by the appellate authority, then status will change as appeal admitted. In case the appeal form is rejected, the status will be appeal rejected. When the hearing notice is issued, as I mentioned while starting the discussion, that every action on the appeal part is to be triggered by is related, and it is closely linked with the messaging part. So any action taken by the appellate authority is communicated to the taxpayer as well as to the tax officer. In case the appellate authority issues hearing notice, the status will show you the hearing notice issued, and you will also receive email and SMS on your mobile number. When the counter reply is received against a notice by the counterparty, in case appeal is filed by the taxpayer, then the counterparty will be the government side, and by proper officer will submit the counter reply. Then the status will show you that counter reply in this matter is received. When the so cause notice is issued, its status is very simple. appeal is, in case appeal is confirmed, modified or rejected, then the status will show you that appeal order is passed. If the adjournment is granted or the next date of hearing is given for the appeal, the status will show you the adjournment granted. In case while passing the order, appellate authority has made some mistakes on account of the inadvertent reasons or typo errors, so that orders can be rectified. Rectification provisions are available. So in case the rectification request received from the appellate taxpayer, the status will be shown as rectification request received. In case rectification request is entertained by the appellate authority, then rectification order is passed. And in case rectification order is rejected, then the status will be the rectification order is rejected. So let us right now we can we are going to show you how the screens will appear in case you are going to file an appeal application. So once the user logs in the FO portal, he has to navigate through the services, user services, and on my application. And on my application, he has to select that appeal to the appellate authority. There is a date range also there, so you can search. It is for the search functionality. But if you are going to file the appeal, you have to click on the new application. In case you are going to search for an application, whether I have filed this appeal earlier or not, then you can search it by entering the from date and to date and application type. In the next screen, you have to mention that on which type of order you are going to file the appeal. It is demand order, is it registration order, it is refund order, or any other order. In other order, you have to specify the order details. For some drop-down menu, it will be, the drop-down menu is dynamic and it depends on the functionality raised. So suppose you have selected, the taxpayer has selected demand order, then he has to enter the demand order number. It is very important that any applicant, if he is going to file an appeal against a demand order, he has to enter the demand order number. The demand order number is validated by the system, whether it is issued by the system or not. So system will validate that whether this demand order is correct or not. In case of incorrect demand order number, the system will simply say that this demand order is incorrect. So by entering the demand order number, the taxpayer will get some sort of information which is pre-populated. It is basically related to the GST of the taxpayer, legal name, trade name, address, order type, what kind of order for which the appeal is going to be filed. If it is a demand order, then demand order will appear, order number, order details system will get. System will fetch this information from the database and it will show you. Now the categories has to be mentioned by the applicant. So categories of the case under dispute, it is a drop-down list. We have a drop-down list. In the drop-down list, the taxpayer has to select which type of dispute he is going to file the appeal. So in the drop-down list, there are 16 pre-filled hard-coded reasons are there. Definitely there is others. So if in case if you are finding that there are no reasons, then you can select the others, and while selecting the others, there is one box will open and you have to enter the details in the box with the reasons. So reasons may be misclassification of any goods and services, wrong applicability of the notification issued under the provision of this act, incorrect determination of time and value of supply of goods or services or both, incorrect admissibility, and like that. So in the drop-down list, it can be selected as multiple. You have to select one by one and clicking on the add button. there is a period of dispute table is there. So you have to enter the period of dispute. So in case you have filled the order number, the period of dispute will be fetched from the database, and it will be according to the order which is passed against you. So in case you have selected, and the taxpayer has selected misclassification of any goods or services or both. So you have selected it and disputed, and you can add more regions as I explained to you, and the system will allow you to select multiple regions for against one application. So you can select 4, 5, 6. There is no restriction. And in case your region doesn't fall under the category which is mentioned as one from 1 to 15, that these are the possible region on which appeal can be filed, you can select others, and while selecting the others, there one box will open, and you have to enter the details in that box, that for this reason I am going to file the appeal. Now once these details are filled in the application, there is one box where you can appeal, an applicant can add or upload supporting documents. So while filing the appeal, there may be some chances that if you are going to file the appeal against a demand order DRC 07, then information which are associated with that particular demand order will be fetched by the system, and it will be displayed on your screen. But that demand order may be due to some reasons, and that demand order is as a resultant of the order passed by the jurisdictional authority, which is if you wish to upload that order, that can be uploaded, or you wish to counter argue that order, that these are the points on which this demand is incorrectly arrived. For that explanation, you can file all these detail, and you have to type all these detail in a piece of paper, and you have to upload as annexer to the application of GST Appeal 01. There is maximum file size is 5 MB is allowed, so you can upload the document as annexer. Similarly, if some citation is required to be given before the appellate authority, that these are the judgments, and I would like to cite these judgments of the higher court to support my argument, that can also be uploaded. So you have to enter the document description, and it can be uploaded. Now I'm coming to the next part, which is very important, that disputed amount, these are the details which are required to be filled by the officer. Here, in case the appeal is filed, then the applicant has to enter the amount in dispute. So that amount you have to enter. So a officer, while passing the assessment order, may have assessed you for some amount, and according to you, that admitted tax is like that, and the officer has incorrectly assessed me, then that amount will come under the amount in dispute, and that is required to be entered in the relevant box. Depending on that, the pre-deposit amount will be calculated by the system, and it has to be filled. So as I mentioned you earlier, that in case the cases are related to the registration, and in case the cases where no demand is involved, you can just simply write down the amount in dispute as 0. So thus 10% amount of the pre-deposit will be calculated by the system. And here one button is given right just below the screen, that is utilize cash, ITC or oblique cash. So if you click on the utilize cash or ITC, after filling all these details, amount in dispute, the system will prompt you directly to the ITC ledger or the cash ledger, from where you can settle this amount in dispute as pre-deposit for filing this application. So once these amounts are utilized by your cash ledger and or ITC ledger. The pre-deposit amount can be settled through ITC ledger or cash ledger. There is no restriction. It depends on the you and the available amount in your cash ledger or ITC ledger. You can settle it. And once these all amounts are settled, that payment of through your ITC or cash ledger, you have to enter this amount. If you are going to settle this amount through cash ledger, you have to enter the details. So these are the screens which show you how balance is available in your cash ledger or ITC ledger on navigating it. So you have to enter the amount and you have to click on the setup. Once you click on the setup, the pre-deposit amount, there will be a success message on your screen that you have utilizing your, here in this case the applicant has utilized rupees 60 from the cash ledger and ITC 0 rupees, and once it is utilized, the amount cannot be reversed. Do you want to proceed? On clicking on the confirmation button, the taxpayer will land to the appeal application with the payment details, and disputed amount and payment details will be appended with this application, and the declaration part will appear. In the declaration part, the applicant or the authorized signatory on behalf of the applicant. It is, please note that appeal application can only be filed by the authorized signatories of that particular GST. So the authorized signatory of that particular GST, they have to click on the verification part. Once it is clicked, from the drop down list, you have to select, if in case you have more than one authorized signatory, it will appear. It will show you the names of the available authorized signatories, and you have to enter the place and proceed to file. Once you proceed to file, there will be a warning message whether this application is going to be submitted through DSC or EVC. As I mentioned while starting my webinar, that for the companies and LLPs, the DSC is only applicable, and for other than companies, LLPs or limited foreign companies, all the applicants can file their application through EVC. So depending on your constitution of business, you can submit your application. Once it is submitted, here in this case, the application is being submitted through EVC. Once it is submitted, validate OTP button will come, and your provisional acknowledgement will be generated by the system, which can be downloaded by you. It is downloadable form, and you can download it, and the application will flow to the dashboard of the appellate authority, and all the details will be available to them. Now I am going to show you that how you are going to visualize your, how you are going to see your application, what you have filed before the appellate authority. So here you can view the application and check the status after submission. That status is appeal submitted. The navigation for this is you have to go to your dashboard after login, services, user services, and in user services you have to click on the my application part. While going to the my application part, you have to select the application type. Here in this case, since you have filed the appeal before the appellate authority, you will select the appeal to the appellate authority. The search you can do that from entering the dates, from date to date. In that case, while entering the dates, all the applications which are pending before the appellate authority or you have filed the appeal application will be shown to you with the ARN or reference ID. once it is here, you can see that ARN number is hyperlinked. So on clicking on this ARN, you will be able to see that where this application is being landed. So here you can see that it will show you the appeal to the appellate authority APL01 and the document 01 status, with the status that appeal is submitted. And on clicking on that, you can see your appeal application form, which contains all the details like your GST, your legal name, your address, your order number, and designation and address of the officer who has passed the appeal, who has passed the order, the demand ID number, date on which this order is being communicated to you, and on which category you have filed the appeal. In this case, I have selected that misclassification of any goods or services or both. In that category, one appeal is being filed. In that case, in here you can see that the brief issues, for the brief issues and the description and clarification in support of your argument, there is a message that refer to annexer. So you have to, annexer is being appended with this application. You can click on that and your appended annexer will open. Amount in dispute is being shown here with the all details. Some columns are not relevant here. For the market value of the seized good, it is related to the enforcement cases, and whether the applicant wishes to appear in person, statement of facts, grounds of appeal. These are all annexers, part of the form, notified form. So you can go through it. Now, there are details of pre-deposit with your signature and the details of the person by whom this application is being submitted. So here is the name of the applicant, place, and details are being given here. Now there are here there is another way to go. Suppose in case there may be some cases that the appeal is being filed by the tax officer or the jurisdictional authority, not by the taxpayer. For that, a prescribed form is APL 03 is there. So suppose a tax jurisdictional authority or proper officer wants to file appeal against a order which is detrimental to the interest of revenue, or it is incorrect or erroneously passed, then appeal can be filed by the officer also. So in case the officer is proceeding to file the appeal application, the process is same, application part is same. Only one part is there, that officer has to take approval from the internal review cell, or he has to take approval from the his immediate controlling officer, and he can proceed to file the appeal application. Once it is filed, the intimation part is same, that intimation will come to the taxpayer as well as to the appellate authority that this application is being filed. For that application in APL 03, that can be seen by the navigating to the registration and my applications, view notices and order. So there view notices and order is there. So view notices and order can be used for viewing the adjournment notice or the appeal order in case it is passed. For my application, as I explained to you, that in case you have filed the appeal application, you can view it through the my application or view my submission. So from here, there you can see the details of the appeal application, what you have filed. In the view notices and order, you can see the, in case you have filed the appeal and there is an adjournment granted by the appellate authority and some date is being given, that you can see. Similarly, from this column, you can also see that in case the PL 04 is being passed by the officer, final order of the by the appellate authority, and you can see through the view notices and order. In this case, there are three applications are appearing that appeal by the tax department, and they stay with their status that appeal is admitted. So all these part are clickable through the view part, and these can be viewed by the taxpayer or the law person who has logged in, authorized signatory. So I'm going to explain that if in case the order is being passed by the appellate authority, in case the order is being passed by the appellate authority, the taxpayer has to log in on his dashboard, and they have to navigate to the view my notices and orders. On clicking on that, all the status related to the taxpayer will be displayed before him. So in this case, the appeal order is being passed. If he wants to see, it will appear here in this screen. So on clicking on that, the appeal order is being shown that in this case, there are two actions are appearing before the taxpayer. That first is appearing for the final acknowledgement, that admit appeal application, and the second is appearing for the appeal order related thing, which is APL 04. So now how this APL 04 will appear? So this APL 04 in this format will appear before the taxpayer. That in this, the order number, GST, name of the applicant, address of the applicant, order against which appeal is filed, personal hearing, order in brief, all these things will appear. As I explained earlier, that there are different statuses, as was explained, that appeal is either confirmed or rejected or modified. So I have done a webinar for the appellate authorities. In that webinar, I have explained all these things, but it is also important to mention here, because from the taxpayer point of view, you should know that it depends on the appeal application. If the appeal is filed against a order, and if that appellate authority is pleased to accept the appeal, so he will confirm the appeal, meaning thereby the application on which appeal is being filed is approved by the appellate authority and he has confirmed. In case of confirmation, there is no changes in the order, and all the demand related order will be converted into zero. In the second case, if the appeal is rejected by the appellate authority, depending on the appeal application, the order which is passed by the jurisdictional authority is confirmed by the appellate authority, and in that case, all the demand which are related to the taxpayer will appear in the order. In the third category, where there is a modification part, if appellate authority wishes to modify the order, then he has given the power to navigate to the liability ledger of the taxpayer, and he can add, update, modify whatever amount which is being entered by the tax officer while assessing the taxpayer. Definitely it will be a separate entry, and all these corrections will be done on the tax liability ledger and it will be submitted. So based on that correction, the APL 04 will appear here before the taxpayer, and the copy of the order is also being communicated to the tax officer to for the record purposes, and it will appear in the taxpayer's dashboard always. So while mentioning the APL 04, it is three things are important. First thing, that in case the APL 04 is being passed, the The copy of the order is being communicated to the taxpayer as well as to the tax officer. The taxpayer, since if in case of demand related order, if it is confirmed, it is modified, or if it is rejected, in all the cases, the final entries on the tax liability ledger is done. For the registration related cases, in case the application filed by the taxpayer that his registration application is rejected on incorrect ground, the appeal 04 will be passed basis on the merit of the case, and effect of the registration is to be given by the jurisdictional authority. For other than for revocation, for cancellation, all effects will be given by the jurisdictional authority, except the demand related thing, where the appellate authority is entitled or he is competent, he is given the power to navigate to the ledger part, and he can update, modify, or change the tax liability ledger depending on the merit of the case after hearing. So in short, these are the processes which are related to the filing of appeal, and I have tried to explain you briefly. The process is simple, and all these functionalities are available after logging. So you have to log in on your system, and in case you are aggrieved by any order, you can file the appeal. And as I explained to you that the navigation part is available. So dashboard, you have to enter the dashboard, services, user services, my application, appeal to the appellate authority. Clicking on that, you have to enter the order type, what kind of order is, if it is demand order, registration order, refund order, and other order. You have to just classify, select the category of the order and enter the order number. System validates the order number. On validating the order number, system will show all the pre-phased information. System will fetch all the related relevant information particularly to that order number, and it will be displayed before you, the applicant. And you have to select the category on which the application is going to be filed. So there are 16 categories I mentioned to you, that you can select multiple categories also by adding one by one. Order of dispute will be auto-populated, so you need not to enter the order of period of dispute. Once all these details are entered, you have to, if you wish to upload the document, you can upload the relevant documents on the system, and it may be a hard copy or PDF, but only PDF or JPEG images can be uploaded. No other type of files are allowed. You can upload up to maximum 4 supporting document. Each supporting document can be 5 MB each. So there are provision for 20 MB upload. So it is you can upload it, and after uploading all these details, you have to enter the amount in dispute. Based on your amount in dispute of tax, your other details will appear, and the pre-deposit amount will be calculated by the system. And once you enter all these details, you have to utilize this pre-deposit amount by utilizing it through ITC or cash. And on clicking on the utilizing ITC or cash, you have to the system will navigate you to your ITC ledger or your cash ledger. Depending on the balance of your ITC ledger or cash ledger, you have to utilize the amount. You have to enter the amount, whether this part, suppose if you wish to enter to amount that it has to be settled by the cash ledger or ITC ledger or both, you can enter it separately and you have to utilize it. Once you enter all these details and utilize it, set off, you have to click on the set off part. On clicking on the setup, information message will appear that you have utilized these amounts, and after that the system will navigate you to the same page of the APL01, and you have to submit the application by clicking on the verification part and submitting your declaration. As I explained that it can be saved as draft. You have given the functionality to preview the application. You can back the application, or you can go back and you can make necessary corrections. Suppose you wish, if you suppose you forget to enter some of the details, you can go back and you can do correction. Once all these things are done, finally you have to you need to click on the proceed to file. Once it is clicked on the proceed to file, you have to submit your application with your DSC or EDC. On clicking this, a temporary acknowledgement will be generated, provisional acknowledgement will be generated. You have to download all these details, and you have to approach before the appellate authority for submitting the hard copy of the documents which are related to this, and a final acknowledgement will be generated in APL02 format. And once the final acknowledgement is generated, your status of the application will be as appeal admitted. The appeal number will be given for the application, and on that particular appeal number you can track your appeal application on your dashboard. So what is the status? So as I explained to you that once this appeal number is allocated to you, you can always download your appeal application in the format as it is available in the PDF. And once it is downloaded, you can view your adjournment part or the notices part in by going to the view notices and order. And it is very important that only 3 opportunities of being heard is given to a party. So there are 6 adjournments maximum that can be given by the appellate authority, and ideally one appeal case has to be settled within a financial year, probably in as per the act. But due to some reasons, if there are some genuine reasons are there, it can be delayed. So there are 6 adjournments, as I mentioned, 3 to a party. And if appeal order is being passed, you can go and you can see all these details in your dashboard, that by view notices and order. On clicking on the view notices and order, you can view the appeal order status. In case appeal order is passed, there will be a order number, and you can view the appeal order by clicking on the view part. On clicking on the view part, you can view the appeal 04. The order is available on your dashboard. While initiating the discussion, I explained that there may be some cases that due to some inadvertent or typo error, there may be some errors. In case you find some error is there in the appeal order passed in APL 04, you can initiate rectification for it. Rectification can be initiated on application. If you click on the appeal order and there is a blue button that in case the order is passed, you can click on the initiate rectification. Once you click on the initiate rectification part, your rectification application will appear, and you have to enter the details on which ground you want to rectify the order. Definitely it should be apparent from the record, and you have to apply in the prescribed format. Once it is submitted, the application will land in the appellate authority dashboard, and they have to take action on the rectification application filed by. So all in brief, this is the appeal process in short. So I will do a second webinar also in Hindi for the applicants, taxpayers. For the Hindi webinar, dates will be announced to you in due course. Thank you very much, and with this I am closing my session.